How's it going, Reef Keepers? I am back at the simple school budget reef tank that I maintenance and service every week, and I figured I would talk about my plans for dosing for this tank. So right now, the only thing being put into this tank is Alar Reef, and it's being dosed right out of this here. We've got a couple affordable dosing pumps and a little waterproof box back there, so no splatter ever hits them. But there's only like, I think 10 milliliters of that needs to be put into the tank on a weekly basis right now to keep the alkalinity level stable. And that's really all I'm worried about. It's got enough calcium, magnesium, other elements in it. Alar Reef contains everything that you need to keep a tank running. The drawback of Alar Reef in the long term is that it is kind of expensive, right? You know, it can get expensive if you need to dose a lot of it. So I went ahead, and when I had them order their whole dosing setup, I had them order things that they don't need yet, but that will eventually get to a point over time, over months, as we add corals to the tank, that the dosing shifts to address the higher consumption levels of having a tank that has a lot of soft corals and, you know, a few LPS in it. So for the long term, the plan is to go ahead and incorporate kalkwasser dosing in the form of this, you know, very simplistic kalkwasser reactor. It's a play on what I do on my own tank. So I had them order a magnetic stirrer, which this is like, I think 30 bucks on Amazon. I had them order an Aquamax DC2 container, which is just, I think 40 bucks on Bulk Reef Supply. And basically using just regular old BRS kalkwasser, and kalkwasser's the cheapest way to dose that I know of for sure. Just put you know, like a half cup scoop into this container, and then every 3 hours I have it connected to a Govee, Govee, Govee smart plug. It's just a little Bluetooth plug that you can program, and it mixes for 30 seconds once every 3 hours. And I have that part set up just so that they can kind of see how that will work. I don't have it actually actively dosing to the tank yet, because it's so, everything the tank needs is so easily addressed with the Alar Reef right now. They've only got a little green star polyp in there, and then like a very simplistic SPS frag that like does better some weeks, does worse some weeks, and I'm just kind of watching it and using it as a canary to see the stability of the tank. But really, if your tank does not include, you know, super high-end anything, and it's just basic corals, I mean, it can still look stunning, and at the same time, you can go ahead and make a very, very simple dosing regimen. I suggest kalkwasser for the cheap expense of it, and also for the benefit of boosting pH to therefore boost coral growth and health. But using something like Alar Reef, like even once we switch over to heavy kalkwasser, Alar Reef, I will supplement the kalkwasser with Alar Reef dosing. That'll be the supplement, and I'll just put a few milliliters in a day to keep all of the other elements boosted and get all the trace elements that it needs in there. So that's the plan. It's just a little 1-2 punch of dosing, Kamoer dosing pumps, nothing fancy whatsoever, cheap little, you know, $15 Bluetooth programmable plug to keep the kalkwasser stirring. It does not need to be anything crazy. This is it. This one little piece right here. You know, I store everything here, and all dosing mechanisms and, you know, containers and everything are just like boop right there. That's it. Yeah, it was a no-brainer for a tank of this simplicity level. And if you guys want to know about any component of this, where I got it, you know, how much anything costs, go ahead and post it. If you're reefing on a budget and you want to keep it budget level and have questions about dosing, I am always available to answer those questions. But if you guys are enjoying this series, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Thanks.